Greetings, world, and welcome to Figuring Us Out with Andrew and Ison, where you all hear a wide range of mental, physical health tips and methods to help sustain your own health. I know I kept saying health a lot, y'all, in that, but as y'all are aware, health is key and health is wealth. And we really want to just continue
Yes,
to
sir.
share how we are sustaining and maintaining our mental and physical health, but then also we still trying to figure things out into getting our health game better. So appreciate y'all for being engaged and being in tune with us. As usual, you can continue to reach out to us on our email, figuring.us.out23@gmail.com. In today's topic, we're going to really be discussing about food, really the connection of food and just our overall health, and then also a little bit about some food scene in Portland, Oregon, since that's where we're based out of. So, Ison, how's it going? What have you been eating this week? What's been on your plates this week for your food scene,
Dude, so okay, well, first of all, like everyone, welcome back to the podcast. We appreciate you guys. Just this week has been pretty kind of laid back. As I was like telling you earlier that like I sprained my ankle over the weekend, playing tennis, and I've just basically not been able to like walk around too much. So I haven't really been doing much exercising or even doing any of that stuff. But food wise, what I've been like eating basically, and also I'm not sure if I even told you, is that our fridge broke like a month ago. And so we've been kind of like out of food and like, doing like pretty much eating canned foods right now just because it's easier to cook and it's just more accessible. And so I've just been eating like tuna, like corned beef, ramen in a cup and all that stuff. So it's I would say it's pretty okay right now. It's not too bad, but
pantry foods, right? Pantry food items seem like.
Yep. And tuna in oil, bro, is like the best thing ever. Like, if y'all ever would try tuna in water, don't even put it up against tuna in oil, man. It's so good. It's so good. How about you, man? Or how you been eating lately?
With food scene for this week been pretty good. We've been cooking a lot of just home foods. Been cooking at home. Just like this morning for breakfast, I had like an island breakfast, I would say, with some rice, egg, over easy egg with some sausage. I forgot what kind of sausage it is, but just give that island type of breakfast. Because usually before my wife, I ain't eat rice with breakfast. I only have rice for breakfast. For me was grits or cream of wheat.
I've never tried grits or cream of wheat.
Yeah, see, so
it doesn't look appetizing to me, to be honest. Like, rice is like where it's at, bro.
Yeah, but for breakfast was mind blowing to me. It's just mind blowing to me. Rice for breakfast, but again, that's the island life. A lot of, and even Filipinos, they eat rice with every meal.
Yeah,
so it seemed like I've been learning a lot about how rice is very important to the Filipino culture and island culture overall.
Definitely. Oh, dude. So before we start, I want to do a quick fire game here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you two options, and basically you're gonna choose like which would you rather, basically. So first one is fried rice or pad thai.
Oh man, that's really hard. I do like pad thai, but I like pad ki mao, but because the thicker noodles.
Yeah.
I would assume are you a fried rice guy?
Yeah. Fried rice over everything. Okay, number 2, adobo or barbecue chicken?
Oh man, he's putting some tough ones. I mean, I enjoy adobo, but I enjoy my barbecue chicken if I'm grilling it too. So that's tough. I would think you are adobo.
Yeah, it's pretty close though, but adobo's got me. Pho or chicken noodle soup?
Oh, man, if I was a kid, I would say chicken noodle soup. But as an adult, I'll say pho.
There you go. Burger or pizza?
That's some tough
What you
ones.
got?
I will go with pizza.
Taco or burrito?
I mean, they both Mexican, man.
Just choose one. Like you know, you go to a Mexican restaurant. Which would you choose? Taco or burrito? You go to.
That's tough. It depends on the mood, but I suppose majority of the time I will go with a taco.
Dude,
How about you?
same. I think for me, if I were to go to Chipotle, it'd be burrito, right? If it's like a restaurant type, burrito for me. But if it's like a food truck, tacos. Like I don't know what it is about food truck and tacos, but food trucks make like the best tacos, without a doubt.
Yeah.
For sure.
And if I go to a place on a Tuesday, 'cause back in the day when I was in college and stuff, there was a place called Taco Tuesday. So if the tacos on sale, I'm getting some tacos over a burrito.
All day, all day. Oh, nice, man. Oh, those are pretty good choices. I mean, I was kind of biased on some of these things because they were like mostly kind of Asian, but I was like, you know what?
No, bro. Like you ain't even put no soul food dishes on there. You ain't putting no kind of.
I was honestly trying to put like jambalaya against fried rice,
food.
but I was like,
like you ain't putting no.
Well, next time, next round. So this episode is about food. Growing up, I grew up on an island. I grew up Filipino. Like you said, rice is like the staple. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't care. Like just rice every single day. And like to me, growing up, it was always like Filipino food or Samoan food, like taro or the breadfruit or palusami and all that stuff. I don't know. Not sure if you tried that when you were back there, but those were like kind of the main go-tos when we're growing up as a kid, but mostly Filipino food, parties, Filipino food, and just enjoying the home cooked meals my mom or my auntie would make. And it's just to the point where like I came here and I just missed it so much that I had to like adapt to the different types of food out here.
Yeah.
Like learning about Thai food, Korean food, even like the mainstream American food, like just potatoes or mashed potatoes and stuff. Like I was just like, damn, I want rice. Like it was rough for me at first, but I think just trying to get to the point where like I knew that food would have changed just because like my parents weren't there anymore. I had like that freedom to choose what I wanted to eat.
Yeah.
But there were definitely times where I was just like, man, I want some rice and some maybe fried chicken or something. I don't know. But how was it for you, man, growing up as a kid?
I think overall, so I grew up, as we know, from Portland. The majority of my childhood was just American food, but then there's like soul food as well. I was not a picky eater. I always was open to trying a wide range of things. I always ate whatever was presented to me at the table. We did eat, we didn't eat rice every day. Or multiple times a day. I did eat rice though with like certain meals, like particular for dinner. Like rice was like a dinner side dish pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even in college, I felt like, I ain't had no issues with food wise because I wasn't picky. I was tried a wide range of different kind of foods. I've noticed in the South they're very heavy on fried foods, which I was cool with because I love fried foods. I think fried food is like my comfort food. So I enjoy making it as well. So it's just, you can't go wrong with that good old comfort fried food.
Do you have a favorite growing up?
Out here? In Portland?
No, just like when you're growing up, like what your mom made or your aunties, your uncles, what they made that you liked.
I mean,
that was like
my mom's cooking was always good. She made some good dishes I really enjoy, like the red beans and rice she makes with ham hocks. I think, but grandma's cooking though, you just can't beat grandma's cooking sometimes. So my grandma, she's from Oklahoma, and she makes a wide range of good dishes, especially like gumbo, jambalaya, some greens. She makes a lot of good things. I think the
Is
best,
there a difference between jambalaya and gumbo?
yes. So jambalaya is more rice
Or jambalaya,
based.
sorry.
Yeah, like jambalaya is like more rice based.
Mm-hmm.
With gumbo, it's usually similar to the jambalaya ingredients, except without the rice. So gumbo is a little
Oh.
more like soupy sometimes, but like a
Mhm.
thick kind of soupy. But it depends what kind of ingredients people put in gumbo, because people make gumbo different. But that's the main thing. Jump is the rice base. Jambalaya is made with rice. Gumbo sometimes people add rice on the side, but it's not with the
Oh, gotcha.
in the pot.
Okay.
If that makes
I'm
sense.
just I'm just I just don't know the difference, so I'm glad you know the difference
I
to
mean,
that.
yeah, because I always enjoy. I think you probably had like the best fried chicken I always like in Portland is Jack's Chicken. Jack's Chicken is the is at Alberta Corner
Mhm.
Market. It's a convenience store, and they have one of the best fried chicken in Portland. So if you haven't
Oh,
had it, man, you need to
interesting.
go and get some Jackson. It always reminds um my wife says that place always reminds her of home, because you know how at home you got those convenience stores that like sell hot food with the
Mm-hmm.
other kind of like stuff you need, but kind of give that kind of island vibe as well, since it's like a convenience store is selling a hot food. But Jack's,
You gotta send me the address because I've never heard of that before. Oh, they sell it in plates, yeah. Like they sell it in like a white plate and then like just fill it with chicken.
yeah, and they put usually boil over it and stuff and
Gosh, okay.
serve it.
I think your wife's like she's bought those over for potluck sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you ever see me
Yeah.
bring a tin pan of fried chicken, it's probably from Jack.
Oh,
So since we
gotcha.
talking
Okay.
about food, I just like to put that out there that Jack's Chicken is one of the uh, secret spots in Portland, because really a lot of transplants that come to Portland may not be aware of it until they get exposed to it by people that's been born and raised from Portland. And Jack's been around for many years, like I think since the 80s or even 70s, I think. So that's one spot on Alberta that won't get gentrified. I tell you that.
That makes sense. You know, the only fried chicken like so that when I was growing up, the only fried chicken spot we had or that I knew of was KFC. I mean, we made some at home, but like the main fast food or the ones that you can or you just buy from a fast food or a store was always like KFC, and that's what I grew up with. And then coming here, like it wasn't a big thing out here like KFC at all. I mean, it was kind of like
Yeah.
people would rather go get fried chicken somewhere else or make it someplace else. But like growing up, KFC was like my go-to for sure. And I don't know, people would question me like in college would be like, why do you want KFC? And I was like, I don't know, 'cause I grew up with it. Like
Yeah.
it's sort of like like you're saying, it's that comfort food for me. Like it feels like I'm back home, or feels like
Hmm.
I'm back with my parents enjoying like a bucket of KFC and watching TV or watching an NBA game with my dad or something. It's like it brings you back to your younger days, I guess, growing up, and everything was like free. Food was free, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You took things for granted when you were young, but like it was definitely one of those things where I was like, man, I miss KFC. But I'm definitely gonna see if we can head to like Jack's Chicken or something and get some of that, because I do remember you guys bringing that to like one of the potlucks, I think. Yeah.
Yep,
So
that's probably, if I do bring some, I ain't gonna bring KFC. I ain't gonna bring Popeyes. I'm gonna bring Jack's Chicken. And
definitely.
that's a with KFC out here in the mainland, it's really like there's so many other options. I feel
Yeah.
so that's why I feel people may not go to KFC unless they're in a KFC mood.
Mm-hmm.
Because even KFC and Popeyes is two different types of
Yeah.
fried chicken. But enough about fried food though, because I can go on forever about
I get too hungry.
fried food. So
too hungry. So what do you I guess for you, like just coming out here to PDX, like what types of food like have you kind of discovered here that you've liked?
well, as an adult, when I moved back to Portland, I became more aware of the different types of fusions and fusion cuisines that's available here compared to other big cities. Like, for example, I don't know if folks heard of Marshawn Lynch, but he recently opened a restaurant in Portland called Bistro, and it's an island and Korean fusion. I never heard of island and Korean fusion before, so that's just an example of the uniqueness of the diversity of the food out here.
Mm-hmm.
So that really became just brought in my awareness and just become more open to it. Since I am married to a Filipina, I really became more exposed to a different Asian cuisines that I wasn't really eating much. Like I ate pho and ramen, but not at a restaurant. Like particularly ramen. Like I used to buy the big cup of noodles at the store, and it's just like ramen. It's just, so it just reminded me of that kind of when I eat at. It's just a fancier cup of noodles, pretty much. But I enjoy ramen. I do enjoy just the food cart scene too, because there's a lot of food cart seems to be very booming and popular in Portland compared to other big cities too. So I'm a huge fan of gyros. Man, I love me some gyros. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the lamb gyros is so good. There's a particular food cart I always go to. Always good. Every time I'd be like, wow, so good. But I think the post is just my intake on the food scene out in Portland as an adult. So it's cool to have the access to a wide range of different types of foods, cuisines compared to just one type. Because in the South, as I said, it's a very fried food heavy, and it's not very fusion cuisines is not much out there. Like you'll have your sushi spots and other kind of like ethnic foods, but it's not no huge fusions.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the food out here is pretty good.
Yeah,
like just going off what you're saying, like just the fusion of like the island that you're saying, like island and Korean, like I've never heard of that before, so we might have to take a trip over there. It's a bistro.
Yeah, bistro. You feel me?
Just check it out. But like you come in here for sure. Like I said, on an island, it's just kind of the same, like starchy foods, Samoan food, Filipino food, rice, and breadfruit. It's mostly just like carbs on carbs and carbs and stuff, and like it doesn't get boring, but it's one of those things where like you're used to it, and then you're coming here, and then you see like Korean food, you see Indian food, especially Thai food, Mexican food, Japanese food, pho, or the Korean barbecues or Korean fried chickens. I just got so immersed in all that. I'm just like, man, what else am I going to try out here? And what's crazy is that I wasn't sure if I'd even like them, but like just to get the taste of different like cultures and different like aspects of food in itself. So far, it's been pretty good out here. The one going back to like fried chicken, the best Korean spot I think is like Bonchon in Southeast Portland. They make bomb Korean fried chicken. and it's kind of like my go-to. It's kind of like far. It's in Southeast Portland for
Hmm.
me, but every time we're out there, I just like we should get some Korean fried chicken. So
Okay.
if y'all are ever wanting Korean fried chicken, Bonchon in Happy Valley is a go-to.
Lunchtime. I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm in that area.
Yeah, should. Um, just turning this a little bit on food and like sort of our mental health. You know, how does food play in your mental health?
I mean, I think there's a huge connection. I mean, what we intake in our bodies, it will play an influence on our mood and our behaviors just overall. So one thing since you've been talking about fried food, I'm aware of what fried food do to me. Like, I be getting a little tired. I get really comfortable. You feel me? That comfort food,
Mhm.
you eat that comfort food, you get real comfortable and just chilling and may not
Yep.
be as active. So it's like I'm aware of if I don't want to be that lazy or get too comfortable, catch that itis, I need to eat certain other lighter foods or to different types that my body will just digest a little bit faster where I can keep on moving. I think also I'm a person too. I pay attention to how my body digests certain foods too. So it's like certain food types my body just digests it faster than others.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I feel there's a huge connection into it, and there's a lot of research and things that and evidence that prove the connection between food and health just overall. And even when people want to lose weight or maintain their weight, as a personal trainer, it's always like 60% is what you take, like that food part, and
Mhm.
40% is really the exercise, that physical movement. So food has a huge connection and more important than exercising. I feel, but the key is to have that balance of both. So I try my best to when I do eat, I have like the wide range of different kind of food sources. Make sure I got my starch and my greens and veggies, fruits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Water's huge. People forget about water. I always make sure I drink water as well. So that's just kind of like how I really model the food and health wise. So
Yeah.
how about yourself, Ison? Are you a water drinker, Ison? Do you
Dude,
intake enough water?
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm probably dehydrated like most of the day. Like I wake up, and go to my computer, start working, and then don't take a break till like maybe 4 hours later without taking a sip, without drinking or anything. So like I'm definitely dehydrated. It's been a goal of mine to try to drink more, but I just legit just sit down, get in the zone with my work, and then I'm I work 3 4 hours at a time, and then I just find myself not drinking enough. So, but like what I wanted it to touch on was like what you were saying, like people trying to lose weight or like you know getting healthier in terms of like what they eat, how they eat, and when they eat. Like I heard this like TikTok where this guy was talking about the burn to earn mentality that most people have. In order for you to eat, you gotta burn it in the gym, and that philosophy really resonates with me just because of the amount of uh, time that I think that I spend in the gym,
Yeah.
and also like just being able to like wanting to eat a lot. I every time in my mind is like, okay, I'm gonna be in the gym, and then later I'm gonna have a really good meal, and it doesn't have to be like a super like fried chicken and rice or like just a bunch of like non-healthy foods, but it is that mentality of like, okay, I get to eat really good just because I worked out,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
that
That's true.
mentality, like it's pretty worldwide, but it's also one of those things where you should be happy. Try to be a little bit more open to what you want to eat, open to like, this is me, this is how I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
and it's not sort of something that you have to do. It's something that you want to do, and you know that this is what makes you happy, and that's sort of that mindset that you try to have instead of having like, you know what, I want like a really big burrito later, so I'm gonna work out like for 2 hours just because, and to me it doesn't make sense that way, but that's the mentality that I get a lot from my friends and my family sometimes, and like it's hard to remove yourself from that,
Yeah.
but it's just how it is. I think as people we try to do things to compensate for another thing, and the other thing is sometimes the indulging of something that's not good for you,
Yeah.
which makes sense. But I always try to challenge myself to try to work out, even if you're not gonna eat like later, but like just challenge yourself to go to the gym or challenge yourself to just like eat what you like.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're either really unhappy or really happy with what you've done.
Yeah.
And that's sort of something that I try to instill in some of my friends and family as well, because you really only live once. Like,
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Have fun. Like you
100%.
you live this life, and you just gotta make it so that you are happy, and no one else can dictate that for you. And that's kind of the message that I kind of wanted to spread was,
Man,
just
and
be happy.
that's happiness is key. It's really, when you're happy, it really impacts your body language and the energy that you give out within society. So
Yeah,
I
with people, right?
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And
Hmm.
food has a huge influence with that. Now I do agree with that. When you was talking about the burn to earn, it reminds me of how people have those cheat days. People like work out. They have a thing like, oh, today's my cheat day, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna eat all this, and with I get it. Because if that would make them happy, that would make them happy. But at least the happiness and the consistency is key with that. And I do believe too, certain foods can really affect our ability to focus. Because again, when we eat certain things that make us catch that itis, for people that know what itis is, it's like food coma. You may not be able to focus as good as you were if you ate something else. So just always be in tune on what you eat, world, and how that impacts your mood, your body, and mind. So always keep that in mind. Food is key though. There's a lot of good and bad things about food, and we're not even really gonna go into the whole food deserts and stuff like that with certain neighborhoods, like the food access to certain things, because certain neighborhoods you can see the different types of food that they may have that's available for that neighborhood compared to other neighborhoods. So
Yeah, but maybe we'll do a part two on food, because there's so much to cover about food.
That.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is huge. But I know I'm gonna say this one fact before we close this one, is that there was an article by Wallet Hub that put Portland as a number one food city in the U.S. And I'm only putting that little shout out because I'm from Portland, Oregon. I always like to give some shout out to
Portland is heat.
And you feel me? So, and they said it's number one because of the diversity of the food fusions that they have out here. But then also the main thing was of the affordability of food. Like certain food cuisines is a little bit cheaper than other bigger cities like New York or LA or Houston and all those other things. So just wanted to give y'all some little facts out there.
Sir.
speed before we let Ison end this out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you for that fun fact. But definitely, Portland is a really good food scene. If you ever out here, again, let us know. And any place or any sort of cuisine you want, we can definitely recommend different places for y'all to eat. Again, we thank you for listening to us. We do want to let you know that we do have an email. That's figuring.us.out23@gmail.com. Email us and let us know what you think. Also, we just created a Twitter account.
Please do.
And that
please
is
do.
at figuringusout23. And again, that's figuringusout23. Just follow us, give us a holler. We'll be pretty active on that one. We'll post new episodes as they come out. But again, we ask that you let us know what you guys think. Let us know what we can do better. We appreciate you guys listening to us, and we thank you for everything that you guys have done for us in this podcast. We ask that you continue to maintain your health, maintain your balance in this world. And with that, Andrew and Ison, the Figuring Us Out podcast is out.
Deuces, world.